it's me, Renee. I'm back. So this week it's Pride Week here in Norway. Well, sorry, it's Pride Week in Oslo, Norway. So some places in Norway have Pride this week. Some places have it in September, August, stuff like that. But anyway, Pride is this month. Like June is more or less always thought of as like official Pride month, like universally. So of course I'm gonna do at least one LGBTQ plus video. Well, at least one. I know, pretty sure I already done one earlier in this month. Anyway, I probably have. But yeah, this is going to be a top 5 of my favorite LGBTQ plus books. Of course, I read a lot, so it's been a bit difficult, and I've had to change. I have to decide some. Have to prioritize some books. So that I chose these 5 does not mean that these are the only one that I love, but it means that those are the ones that I decided to highlight for this video. It is a bit shame that I don't have any black authors on this list. I consider it, and well, I suppose on the 6th place I have You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. I really liked that one, but I didn't love it, so it's not on this list. I suppose it might be another list. Well, probably will be. It's not unlikely. But for this list, I decided to not use it. And yeah, also yeah. In addition to that, of course, I plan to read much more, as I said before, much more black authors, and also want to read much more black queer authors. So hopefully, the next time I do this this video, it will be much easier to include black authors. I suppose it is easy now, but like I would feel a bit bad to include a black author that has a good queer book, but the other ones I love much more. So like the black author would become like a token black author or something like that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to wait with that one. But yeah, enough chatting. Let's get to it. Okay, so what did I put the books? There, the books up. So the first book I'm going to talk about is Everything Leads to You by Nina Lacour. This one came out last year. Doesn't really matter when it came out. 2014. Ha! I thought it was much more recent. It wasn't. Interesting. So this is a 6-year-old book. Cool. So this book is a book featuring a lesbian author. It is a lesbian author, but it's own voices, but it's a lesbian protagonist, and it's not a coming out story. It's she's already out story. She's already out story. That's not really something to say, but yeah. And yeah, it takes place during the summer before her college. Yeah, before she starts college. It takes place in LA, and it takes place in the movie society, movie environment, movie world. So it's Hollywood and glam and stuff. And so it also actually has a bit of mystery to it. So that's quite fun. But then you have a quite lovely and fun love story. And yeah, and there's also like family stuff, like sibling relationship stuff, and then there's friendship stuff. So yeah, there's lots of plot lines in this one, and I think you'll love every one of them. It's just very, very good. I love this book. Suddenly, I feel like I set my stool a better place. So let's move it. Next, we have The Last Beginning by Lauren James. Now, I might be wrong. I don't think the author of this book is lesbian. I might be wrong there. I'm not sure anyway. But yeah, anyway, of course, the protagonist is lesbian. So you have a sapphic love story in a science fiction story. This is science fiction. It's a time travel story, and it's a companion book to another book, and it's a sequel to that book. So I suppose but it's a companion book, so you don't need to read the first one. But if you just read this one, you will be spoiled for the other book. But yeah, this one it's a love story between a girl from our time and a girl from the future, and then they have to kind of stop bad governments. So there's uh, this fast-paced government just like stopping this government, this revolution against the government. What am I thinking? I'm thinking a specific word. There's rebelling. There's rebelling in this one, and it's a great cover. Well, I think at least it's very nice. It has. Let me check. There's both text and then there's like notes and stuff. So it's like lots of different fun stuff. It's not just words. It's not just dialogue and uh, descriptions, but it's also other stuff thrown in, like notebooks and emails and stuff. And yeah, it's just very, very good. And yeah, I love this book. It's by a British author, so I suppose not everyone has heard of this author because it's British. She's British, she's not American. Often American authors are like everywhere. British authors, I don't feel like they get that much attention, except Turf, but you know. So yeah, check this book out if you want a sapphic science fiction. It's a very good book. Oh, it's a very good book. I always say that in recommendations. Like, why would I be commenting on talking about a book that's not good? That's really that's the exception, isn't it? Really, I mean, obviously, when I'm doing a recommendation video, when I'm doing a top 5, it's books I love and I want people to love as well. I want people to read. And like, why would I always say it's a very good book? Obviously, but hey, really. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Next, we have Things a Bright Girl Can Do by Sally Nichols. You might have seen this on my channel before because I've talked about it quite some times before. It's very good. Well, yeah, it's historical, and you have historical sapphic romance. Don't think any of the characters are bisexual. I think there's just uh, lesbians, but I might be wrong here. But at least there's a romance between two girls. So that's two of the characters, and then the third character is like has like two protagonists, and the third protagonist is straight. So it's quite fun, really. That two out of three, two out of three are queer. That's really fun. It's really different, really. And yeah, it's set around the suffrage movement, uh, suffragists movement. So before the First World War, so you have the feminism aspect, but you also have the aspect of war. How's it going to work, and how is it affecting our the women, and how is it affecting the votes and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just amazing book. It's quite saucy here. There's some quite saucy sexiness scenes, so just be prepared for that. It is YA, I would say, because all the characters are like 16, 17, 18. Takes place over several years, but they start at 16 and 17. And but yeah, there's some sexiness in there, so just go into it expecting that. Don't be surprised for the sexy times. And yeah, let's move on to next. And then up next, you have a book that's pretty known. Well, pretty known. It's not unknown. I always feel like a bit weird, like when I'm gonna say like this book is known or this book is unknown, because who decides which books are known and unknown? I suppose like you could say a best-selling list, or you could say books that talked about a lot. But then again, it's not like everyone. If you go out on the streets and talk to everyone, or just interview random people on the streets, it's not like everyone will know all the titles from the best-selling lists. So that's not an easy way to know if it's known. And also, like if you do look at blogs or if you look at booktubers, all the booktubers don't read the same books. So it's not like if a book is known on booktube, it's known everywhere else, or it's well known. So, but anyway, this book it's been around. Well, it's been around. It was published last year, so it's been around for some months. Uh, it was, I think, pretty sure it went around on booktube a bit last year. And yeah, let's just show you it, shall we? Juliet takes a breath by Gabby Rivera. So it's a standalone and it's a historical book. It takes place in the summer of 2003. So it's not contemporary specifically, but it's not historical. It's not like usually you think historical means like decades past and like you have costumes and stuff. I suppose yes. Actually, this is actually more than a decade old now, like in the plot. But I still feels weird calling it historical. Is there a word for like when the books is not set in our time, but it's not far in the past? It's like a newer-ish historical, older, contemporary. But the book is new. Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna move on. So yeah, it's a standalone, at least to my knowledge. It's the first book of the author, so who knows? I think she could do companions to this one, though it doesn't really feel like you need more books. But I think like companions, I think would work. But yeah, so the author is author. But yeah, its own Moises. The author is Latinx, and also the character, and they're both lesbians. And so at the beginning of the book, the character comes out to her family, and that creates some drama. But she does it on the eve of when she's going to leave because she's doing an internship with a feminist lesbian white woman. So this book very much uh, tackles how it is to be Latinx and lesbian, how and Latinx and feminist, how often feminism is often used to talk about white people's problems, but feminism is feminism for everyone. It's not for just one group, and it often seems to kind of forget minority groups. And yeah, so this book it tackles queerness, it tackles feminism, it tackles racism. There's some racism in this one, so be aware of that. It has some saucy scenes, so that's fun. I actually went into this thinking it was more about the character and less about romance, because I think I heard someone say that this book didn't have a romance in it. I would say it has romance in it, though it's not like it's a romance book. It's not like everything that's about this book, important in this book, is a romance. But I would say maybe it's like a B plot that's kind of very important, but it's not well, maybe B minus plot line. It's not a C plot, it's not an A plot, but it's not, yeah, it's in there at least. And yeah, I very much enjoyed this book. And having traveled to Latin America, I knew some of the Spanish phrases. I really enjoy when I read books that are set in Latinx environments because I understand phrases. So that's fun. Though, of course, but the culture is not something I always get. So it's still fun to still like, oh, that's how you do it there. Oh, that's how you do it there. So yeah, it's very much fun. And yeah, I very much recommend this book. Obviously, why am I saying this again? I mean, why would I do top five of three books that I enjoy and recommend, and two books that I'm just showing you? And also, why would I talk about a book for like ages and then saying it's bad? I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I suppose I could recommend this, but I didn't recommend it personally because it has all the issues. But yeah, I still recommend it personally because I really enjoyed it. It's a very touching, very important, and very good book. And yeah, let's move on. So the last book is a bit basic. I'm pretty sure it's going to be difficult for people to, if you talk to people who love to read, and you so find people who haven't heard of this book. I suppose people might not have read this book because it's not that old, but I think most people have heard of it. I know. It is Red, White, and Royal Blue. It's by Casey McQuiston. Casey McQuiston is a non-binary person, and she writes about mm, a gay romance, a romance between two males. One of them is Alex, is bi. Then you have what Henry, who's gay. He's, or his own words, very very gay. Other than that, Alex is the son of the president in the United States, Henry, is the Prince of Wales. So you had a lovely, fun, really fairy tale-ish like romance story of that, like of people in power or like people with money and stuff. So it's quite fun in that way. And I feel like most of this book kind of feel like a daydream. Like it's so sweet and honey. It's so sweet and not fun. And yeah, I suppose probably not that realistic though. Who knows? Some people have said like you have to put away logic in reading this book because so much of it is so sweet and nice, and maybe they expect like more backlash or more conflict in a way. So yeah, this one it's not full of conflict. So it's a book you can read if you want a comfortable blanket, really comfortable read. Of course, there's some conflict because if you don't have a conflict at all, there's not really a good book. That's just bad books. So yeah, you have conflict in it. But yeah, it's not huge conflict. I think most people love this. Well, I know people know most people love it. I've seen some people lately. Well, lately I decided to YouTube it, and I saw some people who didn't like it. I haven't watched the reviews yet. So I'm curious about what they didn't like about it. I suppose it might be too sweet for them, maybe. But yeah, I very much enjoyed it. I read it first in actually in December last year, so it was actually my last read of last year, and that was a very enjoyable way to end the year. And then I read the reread of it in June, and still highly enjoyed it. I think also for me, like yeah, for me, cisgendered and straight. So for me, like this is very much like looking into their world. It's not a world I'm a part of directly in a way. Though I have friends who are bi and queer and stuff. That feels weird. I have friends. I do. Um. So yeah, for me, it's not like I feel directly represented, but I still feel like it's a great story. And also, it's kind of fun because Henry, as I said, he's a prince, and I'm Norwegian, as I said before. So we have kings here, kings. We have a royal family. So I always really enjoy. Always find it interesting when I see movies from Hallmark Channel or like movies from UK or I suppose mostly from US where they have royalties. Like that's how you portray royalty. That's how you think royalty is. Though I suppose it could be like a mix of the creator like daydreaming and not doing enough research, but it could also be like at least in this one, it could be that because this is royals in the UK, so I suppose royals are different from where we are. Like I suppose at least in Norway, you don't really have a Prince of Wales, Prince of I suppose you wouldn't like you don't have a Prince of Trøndelag or a Princess of Svalbard. It's just Prince and Princess, and then you have Crown Prince and Crown Princess. They don't have specific titles, at least not to my knowledge. I don't really think so. And yeah, people in Norway like their royalties, but I think actually quite a lot of us think they're fine. We don't love them. We're not obsessed with them. So I suppose in that way, it's also different. But I suppose yeah, they still get a lot of attention put on them. So it's still difficult. It's still kind of the same role. And yeah, highly love this book. Obviously, kind of obviously. And yeah, just read it. I suppose yeah, as I said, some people don't love it, but I think you should still read it and give it a go because even though it's not, I suppose maybe it's not perfect in some ways. Like some things, like sometimes you feel like, what just happened here? Okay, okay, but most of the time it's just so amazing that you don't really care. At least I don't. And yeah, so that's my list of 5 books. 5 LGBTQIA books that I absolutely love. And you know what? You know what I want to do? Actually, want to do next week. I'm going to do a video on recent reads that I've loved that LGBTQYA because yeah, why not? And yeah, so yeah, these reads highly recommend them as I said, and definitely check them out. Happy Pride, and see you later